Hello, everybody. Welcome to another RDT episode.
How are you all?
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? I know my canker sore is still healing up, so I apologize to all of you if I sound a little muffled or something. But
Joel, it has been an up and down week. But, my guy, how was your day?
uh, today was actually much more interesting than most of the days I've had this week. Um, Basically, I was talking to this girl in one of my classes, right?
Hmm.
And she actually invited me and a group of friends like at our table at in my microbiology class to come study sometime like on Friday, like in the morning. And I was like, huh, okay. Normally like I have not studied with her at all, so it was quite interesting that she kind of messaged me today to inquire about that.
Huh.
So I was like, huh, well, you look at that.
Look at that.
Now, depending on my schedule in the morning, I might have other stuff to do, so I'll see where it goes. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much one of the only interesting things that have happened so far this
Hmm.
week for me.
Yeah.
But what about you though?
Um, I don't know. Just been living in debauchery for the last few days, honestly. Just a bunch of sickening shit. Like,
Dude,
like shit I
uh,
can't even go into, my G. Like, I've just been disgusting for the last few days. It's been amazing. But, and I'm not talking about, like, hygiene wise. I mean, just like other shit. But
yeah, I feel you on that one.
but what I'm trying to get at here is that yeah, nothing that I can recall or of importance really happened. Uh, but I gotta ask you, bro,
What's up?
what have you been playing?
Um, I haven't really been playing as much. I mean, the last game I played recently was what was it? I'm trying to remember. Okay, so the last game I played was actually Sonic Generations because I wanted to experiment with a couple of mods that I saw on YouTube.
Hmm.
So it was quite an experience because it had been quite some time since I last played Sonic Generations. So actually revisiting it, especially with all the mods that I used to have installed, nostalgia, like pure memory lane. Like it was
Yeah,
actually really nice to just kind of lay back and just play something different and kind of vibe out. So,
yeah.
and I did actually load up The Sims too,
Huh.
which is quite nice too. Some nights when I'm usually just relaxing, if I'm not like
What
studying for anything, I usually just play that.
what level were you playing in Generations?
Um, I was doing rooftop. Uh,
Rooftop.
what was it? City Escape.
City Escape. Let's just say Rooftop Run. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know Green Hill Zone of the first level of that game like the back of my fucking hand. Like, it's to the point where I can get the highest, like the fastest time, every time.
I can get the fastest time playing Green Hill Zone, cause
It's
like
just I just
once
memorized it. Like
yeah, it's like once
like
you've memorized it, it's
not even
it's
that.
like
I've just done
fluid.
it so much that it's just to the point where it's like, even the 2D level, I'm just like, well, this is just easy. So like but the only thing with the 2D levels is that you really need to be accurate when you get if you want to stay at the top on the top route, then you actually really have to be like precise with everything that you do.
You really gotta like time your spin
Yeah,
dash too.
like time your spin dash plus your jump at the same time. It's insanity, but like it is fun. Um, Speaking of that, I have been honestly going through some older stuff, bro. Not only that, just older feeling stuff. I was going through CD, then I was playing some Sonic Mania. the whole thing with the 2D Sonics is that it can be pretty confusing sometimes until you really just sit down and grind your ass to figure the shit out of the level. But
Mm.
that was interesting. Funnily enough, my guy, this week I have been I looked this old game up, and it's called Battle for Volcano Island, and
I think one of my friends was playing that on Steam like a
uh
few weeks
no,
ago.
it was but here's the thing, it was a GameCube game, so I don't know if you know this.
I know he was playing like on a Dolphin emulator.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's a game where it's the Nickelodeon characters, and you could
Hmm.
play as different Nickelodeon characters, and they have different powers. My G, that was my childhood back in the day. I used to play that game. Oh my goodness, like Castaway Island, where like that was the home base, like like a cove or whatever. Then I would just go through all the levels. Man, it was fun. It was too fun.
I did hear about that game as a kid, and to be honest, it interested me, but for some reason, like I never got around to
Um,
actually wanting
yeah.
it to play it.
I
But it
don't know
did seem
why, but
fun.
I remember the like it was just so fun to find out all their powers, and it was difficult on some level. I don't know how it was difficult. Probably just because I was a kid, but like I don't know. In some levels, it was intricate, especially finding all the secrets. There was a lot of secrets in that game. Man, there's just so many things I remember about it. I'm sure if I played it now, it'd be trash. Like it would be dog shit now. But like
Back then, as a
But
kid,
like
though,
back
it
back
was
then as a
fucking.
kid,
It had to
it
be
was
lit.
amazing because it was just so interesting to fucking see Danny Phantom and SpongeBob interacting, and
Dead ass.
The fact that Danny Phantom seemed to have known SpongeBob. He was like, SpongeBob, what the hell are you doing here? Like, what? Do these niggas get coffee on the weekend? Like, what the fuck's going on? So, like, that was funny. That was really funny. And like,
Hmm.
you had Timmy Turner in there, like, and like SpongeBob would be doing those karate chops, and I think you could play as Patrick as too, and it was just crazy. Like, and you could play as Danny Phantom, which was awesome. He was the coolest character because he's Danny Phantom. So like, that was interesting. There was Timmy Turner. I'm pretty sure there was other people, probably something, but like it was just a really memorable game. I can't remember if I had fun or I was just playing a game, but I remember that I just love discovering stuff. Like I would discover something new every time I played it, and like it would be so fun to get through the levels, because when I was really young, I couldn't get through a lot of levels because they were difficult and confusing until I really thought about them. But as I grew up a little bit, I like started to really get through levels and actually beat the game. That was awesome. But like, yeah, I've been going on some nostalgia trips, bro. Like I was just looking up stuff about that game, and I'm like, man, that this brings me back.
So,
It was wild.
exactly how did it spark up? Like
How
in
did it spark up? I was just
like
playing some civilizations, and I think I was playing as like Honolulu, so it was like Hawaii or whatever.
yeah.
And the Polynesian Empire, and the music was so tropical and it reminded me of the game because it was like a tropical setting. So when I heard
Ah,
a certain note, I guess I like my brain fired off and I was like, "Oh, Battle for Volcano Island." I had
I
to
know
look
that feeling. I
like I
know
had
that
to
moment
look it
too.
up to remember the name of it, but like low key I want to download like a GameCube emulator and play that shit again.
Oh, the good old
But
classic. Download Dolphin.
but
Download Dolphin.
but like see the thing is that so that was interesting. But other than that, I've just been playing a lot of Dark Souls. I'm waiting for Sekiro to come in, so I can play
I
that
actually
finally.
did play Dark Souls though, like
Oh,
a week ago,
oh, what was that like?
and yeah, I mean, I mean, I wanted to uninstall the fucking game, not Steam uninstall, like Control Panel uninstall, and that's pretty fucking bad when you get to that point of anger. And it's not like I give up. I tried to. I didn't want to. I. It's not like I wanted to give up because I did want to keep going, and I even like paced myself too, so I wouldn't rush it and just die senselessly.
Hmm.
But there were moments where there were absolute bullshit moments where I would die when I shouldn't have, and I know it isn't my fault either because sometimes the game actually glitches out on me sometimes.
Oh,
So it was one of those moments where, yeah, I kind of
damn!
didn't.
You have Dark Souls and glitches. God bless.
Yeah, for some reason I always get the short end of the stick playing that game for some reason. Just me, just me. You know, I don't know if anyone else has any problems with the game, but it's like it's just me. So yeah,
So here's the thing. The the craziest so you'll know when you've really gotten into Dark Souls when you start to challenge yourself and try to make the game harder. Because I'm on this challenge right now where I'm trying to first of all, I picked depraved, so I don't have any armor, and I only have the katana. So you use the club and shield all the way up until you get to the merchant. You kill the merchant, and then you get his katana, and then you
Mhm.
only use the katana for the rest of the game. And I want to swallow my teeth. Like it, it's such an annoyance not to be able to use a shield and having to dodge everything, and it's just insanity.
Yeah, yeah.
I killed. No,
I know
here's the
that
thing though.
feeling.
I killed the Taurus demon because he's easy.
Oh,
Um,
of course.
because all you got to do is just roll past his feet to get back onto the ladder and just keep on dive bombing him.
I mean, there were times where for some, there were times. I mean, there were times where I had problems fighting
Really,
off a
what you
Taurus
got?
demon.
See, what I realized here about Dark Souls is that you can't let the big bosses intimidate you, because I feel like that's half the battle. I feel like when you let the bosses intimidate you, that's when it's like, oh no, I don't know if I can do this. Like you can't let their big swings fear you. You gotta think about how they're swinging, and so you just gotta be like, I know what you're gonna do. Bang bang boom. I dodged it. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Run past them. Done.
Yeah.
And that being said, and it's possible to beat him. So and you've even beaten him before. So it's like, it's obviously possible.
You know, it's crazy that when I played it on the PlayStation, when I was playing it on the PlayStation at your house, for some reason beating the Taurus Demon was a breeze. But then when I got the game for PC and tried playing it, then for some reason it
It's
was
probably because you're using a
unreasonably
keyboard.
hard. I mean, not always, bro. Don't pin this down on fucking mouse and keyboard. But like, I'm pretty sure even if I had a fucking controller, I'd still fail.
Maybe.
Cause I was literally, I knew exactly what to do with the mouse and keyboard and how to execute the same maneuver that I did on the PS3. It was still bullshit though. That it was taking me that long to even finish that guy off. But hey, it's over with. And to be honest, there
And
were
you
more
know what's
problems I was
wild?
facing.
It's not even the last boss.
Nope.
You spent all this time on this fucking terrace castle just to fight him, and it's like, there's more. The fuck is this dragon? Fuck you.
Dead ass. Like, no facts.
No facts.
Like, this game put a strain on my fucking brain, so I decided to just take a break. I mean, granted, I took like a fucking 5 month break playing it, so when I came back to revisit it and try again, evidently I got even more angry than I did the last time. So now I don't know how long it'll be before I actually revisit Dark Souls. I didn't uninstall it, unfortunately, but hey,
Unfortunately,
either way, like if I want to challenge myself or piss myself off in any way, or I just hate my life, I'll probably play it again.
but
For now, yeah,
another thing I'm excited for is the Phoenix Wright trilogy release. I am so excited about that, so we can finally all play again and record that,
backseat
because
gaming.
like we're gonna have to record that first mission again, but like after that
I
it'll be all
mean,
new stuff, so you'll guys be really surprised. This is gonna be a really great thing because we're gonna be solving a mystery together.
granted, I mean it's been a while since our last Phoenix Wright playthrough, so I might like honestly,
Who cares? We'll
yeah.
figure out the voices, but yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna get that next paycheck, so that should be coming soon.
So I guess we'll be reintroducing backseat gaming back into this mix.
Yeah, sure. But yeah.
Yeah, sure.
um Moving on, unless you had something else to say about video games.
No, I mean that's pretty much what's been going on with my gaming life.
Joel, are there any movies that you're into that you want to see?
Right now,
I know that you don't really watch movies, but I was just curious.
I mean, I've been meaning to watch Bohemian Rhapsody because I everyone's been talking about it, and as a music fan, I do. Queen is definitely one of my favorite bands, so I do want to see Bohemian Rhapsody when I do get the chance. I know it's been out for like a while, for a good amount of time, so I want to check that movie out. And in June, a Beatles movie is coming out, and I actually really, really, really want to see that. Being a huge Beatles fan, it's a must see for me. Unfortunately, I've checked online, and apparently it's going to be released in the UK. I don't know; they didn't really confirm a date when it was going to be released in the US, but hopefully, like they'll confirm the date. I'm almost positive that because it's supposed to come out in June of this year. So I'm probably thinking, okay, so if that's only in the UK, then I'm thinking that maybe like the international version will premiere like sometime in September or like October of this year, or I don't know, even 2020. But either way, pretty much those are the movies I've been wanting to see
Hmm.
or wishing to see right now.
Yeah, there's a there's a live action Lion King that I've been meaning to. I'm going to watch when it comes out because like the
Live
animation,
action.
yeah, live action Lion King. Um, Obviously it's all CGI, but you get it, live action, quote
I
unquote.
mean, holy shit, if they can
But
manage to pull it off, but
it's obviously all CGI. But like
yeah.
it's still a lion, so I got to see that, because I got to see my
any
grudge of it.
any show or movie that involves lions,
How can I
I'm
not?
interested.
How can I not? But yeah, all right, we're moving into like the midpoint around, bro. Let's talk about some of these animes that I've been showing you. See, Joel has been in a void, after Promised Neverland. But since he's my friend, he'll never be in a void because he has too much anime to watch. So, like, you don't even know the pain of a real void, Joel, because try having watched all the anime and then you watch a real
Trying to
good
find a
one,
new one.
and then you're trying to find a new one to get sink your teeth into, but you're like, I don't know what to do after I just watched that one. My life is gone. I What do I
That's
do?
honestly how I feel right now about the Promised Neverland. Like, it was
But
so fucking interesting, and now it's like we gotta wait like a whole year, I suppose, for season 2 to come
mhm.
out. So now I'm just like, huh. Well, it's not the end of the world because yes, you are right. I do have you to introduce me to new animes that I have not seen, but you have.
um,
So
but yeah. But which one do you want to talk about first?
let's talk about Wiz.
Wiz? All right. Well, okay. So take us through your experience.
Okay, so before I tell you of my experience, let me basically just tell you or give you a summary on what it's about. So basically, apparently, Wiz is actually a sequel to a previous anime. And basically, this anime is about this young teenage boy named Yukiya, whose aspirations are to become a DJ, because music is his life, just like how music is life to me. And he basically has this power where he can enter this world called the Zugaret. If I'm not mistaken, like I think that's what it's called. But basically, he is a handshaker, and when he shakes hands with anybody, he can enter. He can initiate that world. He can basically enter into that world with the person he made contact with. So I thought, holy shit, like the music part caught my attention, but then you're introduced to this alternate world that you've never seen before. And it's basically everything is there, like the buildings and everything, but like the people aren't. And basically, the first episode, when they enter the world, they get into a scuff with other handshakers. And basically, how it works is that when a handshaker beats their opponent, they can actually steal their power. So we're basically introduced to different handshakers, and basically different teams of handshakers. And I was just like, huh, okay. So I get it. Music isn't like what this anime is focused on, but the world that surrounds basically what's going on. So I was quite interested. I actually watched episode 2 yesterday too,
Mm,
Justice. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about it
I don't
either,
give
but
a damn.
because I mean I was interested to know more, and I actually wanted to watch more. So I had to watch episode 2 yesterday, and it seems like a very very promising show. I read online that there's only 13 episodes, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that I don't know they'll make another sequel to this series.
Yeah, you hope. That's the that's the devil part of watching anime. That's the devil of the details. Yeah, there might not be another season.
I mean,
No, I'm not saying that they're like. Here's the thing: unless it's a shonen anime, God bless you.
yeah, shonens have been getting produced more than any other anime, really. But I mean, I like shonens too. But this and like,
You better.
I mean, come on, this is fucking me, like literally.
Yeah.
But
So
aside from that, yeah,
what are your thoughts on it so far?
very interesting. Honestly, when I had the time yesterday, I loaded up episode 2 with no hesitation and watched it, and already like I was so zoned into it. Like I was just focused. I just enjoyed every minute of me watching this show.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, I vibe with the characters too. Even like the characters opposing to the protagonist. Like this is quite of an interesting show and quite abstract in a way that it's like you can't help but not feel like it's not interesting at all. Like it's really fucking good. And honestly, I think I might. On top of that, like this might be one of the shows that I prioritize to finish before I move on to the next show in the list that we made. But
Okay.
yeah, so far I give it like a 9.5 out of 10.
Um. So interesting. It says a lot of. When I was watching it, I was like, "Oh dang, these are some hot beats right here." But so I've been watching a new shonen. It's like a sports anime that was from Shonen Jump, and it's called Hinamaru Zumo
Hmm.
National Treasure, and it's about sumo wrestling. And I gotta say, never in my life have I thought sumo wrestling was cool until it animeified it. Cause my guy, sumo wrestling is some real stuff. Like the amount, like I showed you a clip of it, remember?
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
And you didn't seem to be too into it. But like, here's the thing: the the maneuvers that they make and the lifestyle of the sumo wrestler is just intriguing to me, and how they view things, and it's just, I even watched some real sumo wrestling after, and I was like, you know what, nah, like there is some real like combat here, in this sport. Like it's just using a different body type to combat things, and it's just like, oh, amazing, like the way they
Yeah.
can shift their body and use that against their foe is just intriguing to me. And the story about it, and how the main characters, obviously, as always, never give up, gotta do it, keep forging ahead, never back down, come on, let's get it! It's awesome. So, yeah,
Hmm.
you know. So,
I mean, like I'll take a look at it eventually, but right now with the animes that I have presented, I think I'll just focus with those.
I mean, hey man, you don't have to watch it at all. I don't give a fuck. But like, I mean, I recommend it. But like, hey, bro, you're getting to the point where you can just watch things. I mean, there are things you certainly have to watch.
I mean, that's why I
But
kind of held back from watching like the next anime that My Love Story because you said you didn't even finish it. So I was like, am I
I didn't.
going against this fucking you did. Okay, so I can watch it then without you.
I mean, sure, I guess if you'd like to.
I mean, I was planning on watching all these animes without you, so.
Oh damn. All right, shit, you got it. Except for the new one. But so
Oh
my
yeah,
love
obviously for the
story.
new one.
My love story. Let's go. Let's move on to that one.
Actually, I want you to review that one
Huh?
because I think you're more familiar. I actually want you to give like the summary and synopsis of my
Yeah,
love
they
story.
don't want to hear a fucking old head, nigga. Come on.
Okay, so my love story. Quite of a fucking interesting anime to watch too. Probably not as interesting as Wiz, but still, it falls more on the romantic side of anime. And I think aside from, I think the last romance anime that you made me watch was Your Name, which I feel we should save for another time if we'll ever like review it. But it basically follows the story. Like the story basically follows a guy named Takio. He's basically like a tall, muscular dude who doesn't really have that much luck with women. Pretty much his best friend. I forgot what his name was.
Something.
Suna, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Basically, his best friend has better luck and has that charm of catching all the women's eyes, and Takio apparently doesn't have that. But basically, eventually, he runs into this petite, innocent, and pure cinnamon little girl who
The girl. And anyway, continue.
whom he falls in
She
love
is
with.
small though.
But yeah, and her name is Rinko, and she is a shy girl who also had fallen in love with Takio after he had practically saved her from this creep on the train. And from there, a lovely flower of love began to blossom between both of them. And basically, Takio feels that she doesn't really care about him that much, and that maybe she's only after his friend Suna. So he tries everything he can to try and get Rinko to hook up with his best friend. But Rinko is like, bro, I want you to realize something. She likes you. She don't care about me. She likes you. But Taki don't believe any of that shit. So basically, in one of the earlier episodes, Rinko comes over to their house and basically Suna has Takio hide under the bed, and basically there Suna gets Rinko to confess that she actually loves Takio. So Takio hears the whole thing, and then he confesses her love back to her, and so the start of a beautiful relationship begins.
Yee.
And that's basically where I'm caught up with. I'll watch the rest of it.
So,
Event.
thoughts?
You know, to be honest, Justice, I'm not gonna lie. Like I know, like Wiz is definitely one of the animes I'm definitely gonna finish before my love story. But I feel like I feel like I can vibe with the characters in my love story more than I can with Wiz.
Oh yeah, they have more personality. But anyway, yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So I would actually give my love story. I mean, honestly, it's too early.
I
Isn't it
mean,
too
it's
early for
first
me to give
impressions. It's first
first?
impressions. You
Okay,
don't have to
first
give ratings.
impressions.
Ratings.
First impressions. I'll give it I give it a 9 out of 10 rating so far as of now. It again, like these ratings will change after I finish the series. So I'm sure, like when that time comes, I'll give you my final ratings.
Yee. Now, Mushishi. Go ahead.
Oh my god, fucking abstract. I like. I don't even know how to explain like the fucking synopsis for Mushishi.
So, Mushishi is a story about a white-haired Mushi
Mushi
master
Master,
who goes around solving those Mushi crimes.
essentially.
and those Mushi events, those mysteries a little bit, and he goes around, helps out people, and it's just learning about. And for the audience, it's about learning about what Mushi is because it's almost like a philosophical anime with an undertone of just fake philosophy and fake biology. It's amazing. Like this pseudo like biology and philosophy, and it's just amazing about what like questions pop up of like what is a human soul, what are humans, what is important in life, what meaning do things garner. It's amazing. But so our white hair protagonist though, he has a personality and he does have a sordid past from what we can see so far from episode 2. Now I've watched most of it, but thing about it is that we've dubbed our white-haired protagonist, who I cannot remember the name of, but
Big Daddy White.
yeah, but we've named him Big Daddy White, Mushi Master out here. Uh,
But unfortunately, we don't actually know his real name.
so but yeah, um, the the but yeah, Joel, thoughts on the anime?
I mean, to me, it feels like an ASMR type anime in a way.
Ah,
Very calm. Like, there's not as much action going on, and plus, like, seeing all the different kinds of mushi too. It's like Jesus Christ. Like, this is definitely not an anime I've ever seen
so
because I'm more used to like action packed or love type animes or just comedic animes. But this kind of anime though is a lot different from pretty much almost every other anime I've ever watched. Like this is actually quite different, and honestly, I vibe with it because it's calm, it's interesting, and it makes me want to know more about Mushi and like their origin and everything. So I give this one a 10 out of 10
10 out of 10. First time he said that. Why?
because like I didn't like this is one of those animes that didn't make me like go by personality because yeah, like there really wasn't as much like personality why
It
like
was
for the
very
characters
plot
go.
driven.
Yeah, but the thing is like in most animes that I like to watch, typically search for characters that have that kind of
Empathy.
like yeah, that have personality that I can actually vibe with. This anime didn't make me think of that because I was already interested with the main concept itself.
Yeah.
That I was like, Jesus, I didn't even think to check out the characters in this fucking show. I was already more invested in like the concept overall.
And
So I was
honestly,
like,
you better
wow.
not get used to characters because the next episode is wildly different from the last. You won't see those motherfuckers again.
Oh, why did
Uh,
you have to fucking tell me that?
I thought that was self-evident, but
I didn't know. I no. I thought. Uh, the thing is, though, I'm thinking that they're probably gonna be around, but I don't know. But I guess I'll
but
see
from what
more when
we've
I
seen,
watch.
spoilers ahead. But from what we've seen so far, there has been a boy who can create things, create
Mushi
life,
with his left hand, drawing with his left
so
hand.
he can create things that come to life. Then we have seen the way Mushi, if you close your third eye, Mushi will come into your fucking eyes and fuck you up and fuck your sight up and burn your eyes out. We also learned the fact that Big Daddy White has one of his eyes burned out already because he was closing that third eye too much.
He just couldn't
Yeah,
help it.
but it's so ethereal. The spoiler talk over. It's so ethereal and it's so like magical and whimsical that it's like it's just a nice ride. And even you can tell from the opening, it hides nothing. It hides everything, but nothing at the same time. It tells you exactly what this is. Like
Yeah,
it's a slow song with just nothing but trees and nature, and sometimes you see Big Daddy White just walking through like he always does. His feet must be hurt walking around so much trying to find these mushi, and it's just
yo.
and I can only assume what will happen next. A ton of just different stories, trying to see what Mushi's all about and seeing these different people's lives.
So I guess we won't see our boy Big Daddy White either.
No, of course, we always see our big boy Big Daddy White because he's the
Oh, so
character.
basically how it is that he basically the main guy,
Yeah,
but all these other characters, he's basically just going basically from door to door. He's
yeah.
like, "Hey, you got a
Think of it,
Mushi problem? I'm
think
here."
think of it like like an anthology, except there's one guy going through each of the stories.
Oh,
He was the
okay.
he is the
I
Mushi
like that
master. Big
actually.
Daddy White's in town.
I kept
Um,
the way you made it seem like I thought like we wouldn't even see that guy again either. I was like, oh, I actually started to like him.
yeah, because he's Big Daddy White. We need Big Daddy White in this Mushi she.
Like who else
Um,
were they gonna fucking replace him with? Some generic asshole? No, I'm just
but yeah, so that's interesting. That your thoughts on that was that. Were there any other anime that we watched, or was that it?
the last one was that we watched was my interview with Monster Girls and
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah. Take the floor, Joel. What's going on with that one?
basically it's about this teacher who is interested in interviewing these humans known as demi-humans. But from what a lot of people think is that they are like monsters of some sort, and that you should refrain from even seeing them. Or yeah, they're basically demi-humans are basically misunderstood humans that people assume are freaks. And this guy was nervous to interview one because of that factor. But when he eventually runs into a bunch of demi-humans, he finds that they are no short but just regular girls with just unique deformities of
Attributes.
some sort.
Jesus
Attributes.
Christ.
I'm
Racist as
sorry.
hell, man. Jesus.
I mean, not
Deformities,
racist.
damn.
I mean, I for some reason that was the word that came into my head. No offense to anybody with that, by the way, but basically he finds that maybe interviewing these girls and actually spending some time with them won't be as bad as he originally thought. And so I thought, okay, to be honest, this anime like I don't know really what to say about it other than it's like it's just there, you know? Like it's interesting, don't get me wrong, like it's not a bad anime, but it's certainly one that I wouldn't like go out of my way to sit down and watch unless I'm watching it with like a friend or so, you know?
Hmm.
To be honest, I give this one a kind of like a 7.5 out of 10.
So I see from what you've seen so far. I get that.
Yeah, from what I've seen so
It
far. I
certainly
mean, there's
was interesting.
again like
One
these
thing about
ratings
it
aren't
though is that I
like
like
permanent.
about this show is that it's very the animation's on point, especially that character animation. The character animation is full of life, and
Oh yeah.
that is
Plus,
something that is very nice to see.
there was some good CGI moments going on too. I believe, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's interesting to say the least, you know.
Yeah.
But of the ones I saw so far, I think the other ones really have caught my eye a lot, and so did Mushishi. But I think I'll save that one for later because that's big dope right there. I think I gotta like take out the small series first and then move into like the bigger series, you know?
Yeah. Just wait until next year when I show you Monster. But anyway, the whole thing leading up to our main event. Let's get
Yes.
ready to watch. Say the name of the series.
um, can we say it together? Because I feel like I might butcher the pronunciation.
Oh shit. Hold on. It is Kimetsu.
Kimitsuyo no Yaiba.
It's Kimetsu no Yaiba, also known as Demon Slayer. Uh, now I'm sorry, Joel, but yeah, Joel, you want to take the floor?
How about we go back and forth on this one?
Yeah, that's not gonna
You know.
work. I'll take it. Listen, so
Okay.
we starting with the scene about just a boy walking through the walking through a snowy forest in traditional Japanese clothing, and he's oh, by the way, before we get to this, you remember in Mushi, isn't it crazy how everybody's in traditional Japanese outfits, but our boy the Mushi master, our boy the
He's
Big
in a
Daddy White,
fucking
he's in
he's
khakis.
wearing casual like this.
He's wearing fucking dress pants and a button down.
Like he works. He looks like he fucking like works somewhere casual, like in a fucking city setting, and he just came out all the way into the fucking woodworks to help
Just
these
fuel
people out.
Japan to help people. Like anyway,
So basically, Demon Slayer. Sorry, I
So
know, like,
Demon Slayer
it's
is so he's walking through the forest with
eh,
snow on himself. I mean, carrying a woman. We don't know anything at this point. He's tired. There's blood stains. Who knows what's going on? We think she's hurt. And as we go on, we get sort of a flashback of sorts. It's going to be spoiler heavy because we're just discussing this, and we see the fact that like they have a family. He has a family. His name, Joel, was his name.
uh, ah, fuck. Hang on.
Don't worry, I already have it.
Tanjiro.
Yeah,
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. There you go. Tanjiro. And from what you can see, the boy is a hard-working boy. He's trying to sell this charcoal to the town. Everything seems to be okay. People are asking him for everything. He's a good, hard-working, smart boy, and you know what I'm saying. And he goes all the way out into town. He's walking because he wants
He's
everybody to
basically
have
the
food.
handyman
Maybe,
of the whole town.
but
Well, yeah.
sort of. But like he just wants everybody to have good ass meal for New Year's. So he's on his way back, and he's like, and an old man is like, hey boy, don't be going out in that road because there's demons, my G. And instead of being like, yo, fuck on, old man, the fuck are you even talking about right now? Are you a pedophile? Fuck you. He doesn't do
What
that. He's
drugs are
like,
you on?
"Oh, you got it. I know you." So he trusts the old man. So he goes into his house, and they're talking about demons and all that. Joel says something cliche. He's like, "Demons, you say?" And that was funny. But so then we get out of that house, and he's like, "All right, it's time to go back." And they say some foreboding stuff like, "Hey, they'll even come into the house to kill you and stuff." And it's like, okay, that's wild. So they go, and he gets back, and his whole family's dead. Who the fuck knew? Who the fuck knew that would happen?
And this man thought it was a fucking bear that did it too.
Yeah. Wait, would Tanjiro?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't think, oh, like yeah, demons must exist. So he tries to, pick up his sister to go back to town to heal her, to get her some help, maybe a doctor, because she was attacked by an alleged bear, probably a demon. She starts going crazy on his back, and then like just they fall off a cliff. They're going down. All of a sudden, Hatchet comes out. You know what I'm saying? The sister is presumed to be possessed by a demon or has become a demon in the terms of the show, and starts trying to eat Tanjiro or bite him or something. And he's trying to hold her back. She's growing, and but she starts to cry because Tanjiro says, "Hey, fight it, never give up. Let's
She
do this."
still has. She
She still
basically
has some
still
sort
has
of
her
some
human
sort of
side intact.
humanity inside of her because she doesn't want to hurt her brother. And that's when our boy, the demon slayer, a demon slayer of some sort, comes and tries to kill the sister, but our
Our
boy
boy Tanjiro
Tanjiro doesn't.
tries to refrain,
Yeah,
tries to get him to refrain from actually killing her.
yeah. So like he's a G and gets her out of the way and things of that nature. And they have this very interesting back and forth of like him trying to plead for his sister's life, and then the demon slayer, because he's in the line of work, he's like, don't show fear because
He
it
practically
seems,
berates Tanjiro
yeah,
too.
for being weak. And it seems like even without anything else, what it perceived to me as is, man, he already sees potential in Tanjiro. Did you feel that, Joel?
I did.
Like
I
it's
like.
almost as if he was like, damn, this nigga's a recruit right here. And he's like, yo, bro, he was already trying to teach him a few lessons out here. You know what I'm saying? And then, because Tanjiro was right about his sister, because see, Tanjiro does get some fight back in him, and he does some maneuvers that impress the Demon Slayer.
Typical, like typical anime trope right there.
I suppose.
For
It's just showing his potential. I mean, he still gets himself mollywopped, but he does do some cool maneuvers. Uh, but the sister ends up protecting Tanjiro from the Demon Slayer because Tanjiro is evidently the target. Good job, Demon Sis. But so, and then tries to intimidate the guy and tries to attack him to protect Tanjiro, which yeah. But the Demon Slayer is like, oh my god, she's actually protecting him. I'll
You
forgive
know
you.
what? Let me put the sword down and let me just knock her out.
Yeah, and then he puts like a like a demon gag on her, and that sort of calms her the fuck down apparently.
Like a
Uh,
fucking demon
and
pacifier.
and he's like, protector or whatever, healer, blah blah. You gotta do the thing. Go find this guy so he can train you. And evidently, we know that Tanjiro will, if inevitably, probably become a demon slayer as well. But
A
Joel,
demon slayer with a demon on his side. How crazy is
yeah,
that?
yeah, that's pretty crazy. And so and we saw a really good ending. So we saw some like possible futures of how he will fight and things of that nature were interesting. But Joel, what were your initial thoughts? What were your like thoughts after this, bro?
When's episode 2 coming out? Like, I need to know. Like, now you got me all fucked up. Now I really want to see this. So I guess this will be our promise Neverland for now.
I mean, well, yeah, until Doctor Stone comes out, or depending. But yeah,
But no, like honestly, like
like there
yeah,
were
I felt like a
moments,
sense of like I
especially
got
when you had
emotional
like,
because
uh
this is the dude's trying to protect fucking family. You got to think at this, like it all boils down to: do you really want to kill that took over your family? Like, yeah, it's a demon, but evidently, from when she was emotional and
yeah,
practically
you
was
you sort
tearing
of
up,
can't,
she still had her, she still
had her
maintained
humanity.
her
So
humanity.
you can't
So it
like kill that. Like you can't
because
give up on
because
that
you
hope out
that
here.
it shows you that she's still there. It's just that like most of her has been taken over by this demonic side, and now it just kind of boils down to like, do I really want to hurt family? I know they're not the same person, but still, like that's the vessel that held the soul of someone I cared about. So it was like one of those things.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. And by the end of it, like when he mentioned about on the Demon Slayer mentioned to them about this doctor that could help them, I don't know why, but I just thought of Full Metal Alchemist. Like when they tried to, because I feel like my hot take is that they're gonna try and find a way to reverse like the demon or even try to find a cure for it. Because even though the Demon Slayer that it said it's not possible, like who knows?
Who knows?
Possibilities may arise. So
The thing about it is that there was a time in this episode where we just were silent as hell. There's not a lot of times where we're always silent, especially, Promise Neverland wasn't as silent of a watch because it had a lot of shit that we were talking about and we were trying to talk about our predictions. So we could multitask with that. But with this, it seemed like we were really trying to just see what the fuck was going on because the tension, the drama, the gravitas was real. Because
it was
we were trying to see if this bitch
like
was about to get killed. Because
the
like she
sauce is
got
spicy with
stabbed a
this
few
one, guys.
times. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
And she got stabbed. So it was like yo, what's about to happen here? Is Demon Slayer about to just
Is
cut
he about to just say
bitches
fuck
off?
your he about to say fuck your feelings? That's like that's how life goes and everything.
Because like it just didn't make sense. Now, that being said, so yeah, that's where that is. Uh, anything else you want to say about this one?
I mean, to be honest, that it made me emotional just thinking about the whole family aspect. So like this is one of those animes that tugs at like my heartstrings in a way,
Uh,
and that's just like the first episode too. So it's like, goddamn, I'll definitely be looking forward to episode 2 coming out soon.
yeah. Um, there's a firefighter anime coming in. It's like, what's 7 June? Is that June? No, that's July. Yeah, in July, there's a firefighter anime coming out.
There's an anime that we see that every time we were watching Crunchyroll, like when we were watching Promise Neverland on Crunchyroll, there was like
Uh,
this anime ad, like this ad for an anime where it takes place in the human body, and we actually get to see all the cells
oh,
and
Cells
are
at Work.
basic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually want to see that one. I mean, right now I'm taking a microbiology class, so I'm thinking, hey, this might, and I have to take
Honestly,
more science classes
you
in the
might
future, so
you might really enjoy that then, because that's all about it. Show you that later, probably this week. But I actually watched it. But like, yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What the fuck was I even trying to say? But
Was
yeah,
that firefighting anime?
there's a firefighter anime coming out, so that's interesting. Here's the thing about that one.
I didn't even know like there wasn't even an idea for that at all.
Oh my guy, it's insanity. Like the firefighters, like they don't there's not they're not like they're firefighters, but like they use like they have fire powers and like from what I can see from the trailer, like these humans transform into like combust and transform into fire demons, and then they fight them with fire and like it's like a fire bending and it's fucking
I
amazing.
was in my head. I
There's
was
a
just thinking
fucking
like,
nun that like prays to the sun. It's cool. I'll show you the trailer after. I probably should have showed you before this, but yeah. Um. So yeah. So Joel, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. What the fuck did you think about it? What was the rating? What's your final thoughts?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Why?
If a fucking anime can keep me silent without me like injecting some kind of fucking opinion of some sort, then that's how you know it's good.
Uh huh.
Cause I couldn't like normally even like with Promise Neverland, I wouldn't shut the fuck up. There were moments where I would throw too many jokes in, and yeah. But with this one, I was just silent throughout, and I was interested. So I was like, wow,
Dead ass. I
like
just didn't want her to die.
that's what I was thinking. Like I was so hooked on that, like so very hooked at that moment. I forgot I was even talking to you when we were watching it. To be honest, like I was so into it. Like if like not to sound like exaggerated or anything, but it felt like I was there. It didn't even feel like I was fucking chair because I apparently got up when he was about to stab her, and when he did, I
You
was
got
like,
up.
I I was like, what? No, sis. Like it felt like I was watching myself in a dream in a way, you know. And then eventually I was like, oh no. I was like, damn. When a fucking anime can do that for you, Jesus.
Yo,
10 out of 10.
my pinky toe looks disheveled.
Yo, I don't even know why you even. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just noticed my pinky toe, and I'm like, damn, nigga.
Well, that's why they call
Yo,
it random Discord talks, right?
my fucking pinky toe looks like it needs a fucking break.
He just needs to disconnect from life for just a
Like
little while, you know?
this thing needs a detox, my guy. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yo.
Yo, it looks like it's just been killed.
Wait,
Looks
what
like
the
it's just
fuck?
been beaten. It looks like it's been in the sun too long. What the fuck is going on?
Private. I mean, like, does it hurt? Do you feel
No,
any
just
pain?
nah, nigga. I think it's just how my fucking toe looks. Anyway, thank you for watching
Thank you
another
for watching Random
episode,
Toe Talks.
another episode of Random Discord Talks.
Again, no structure to this at all. This is kind of just us having our usual discussions, even out of Discord. Well, yeah,
He
out of
gives me
Discord. What the
ratings
fuck?
outside of Discord. I'm not lying, guys. He'll just say 10 out of 10. And I'm like, okay, all right, Mr. Review, you got it. But yeah, guys, check you later.
Oh man.